Welcome, gun runner.
Hello everybody, Kieran aka The Laird here, and I'm back with a midweek review for you and something a little bit different to the norm. I have actually covered board games on here before. I looked at the Centipede board game. You may remember if you follow my channel, very cool, officially licensed product. So if you haven't seen that and you'd like to see it, I'll link that in the top right hand corner and in the description. You may like to see it. But the Centipede board game was a new one that's been released in quite recent years. And this one is an original, as you can see, it's an original Milton Bradley Pac-Man board game. And Milton Bradley actually made a whole series of these games licensed. They did... there's Frogger, there's Zaxxon, there's Berserk, Donkey Kong, I believe, is another one. So they made a whole series of different ones. But by far the most common one you see is this Pac-Man one. And the first time I actually saw it, I can remember, was a video absolute years and years back of Ashens playing it with Guru Larry, which is really cool. I still remember that. I think it was one of the earliest videos those two did. But I've been meaning to have a look at this on the channel for quite some time, and I saw it in the cupboard the other day and it reminded me, so I put it on a list of things that I wanted to do. So here it is, and funnily enough, I should mention actually I've got two of these. The other one has got two pieces missing, whereas this one is complete, because what actually happened was I found this one in a charity shop for £2. That's, I mean, amazing. £2, that's all it was. And then literally about a week later, I found another one in a charity shop in a completely different part of the country. I can't remember where it was. I've got a feeling it was like, I've got a feeling it was Canterbury for some reason. I know we were in Canterbury. It might have been Margate or Canterbury. I think it was when we were down in Kent anyway. So I found another one for £2.50. So I got two of these for less than a fiver. And the first one I got, as I say, it had two pieces missing. It had two marbles put in instead of pack pills, which you'll see in a minute. You'll see all that in a moment. The second one I got was actually complete. So between the two of them, I've got a complete one. And actually, the second one I've got has some different pieces in it. So I will actually show you that, because I want to show you that because I think it's interesting to see that there's ones that are slightly different to each other. So you see this is in mostly very good condition, apart from this corner down here. The other one I've got actually is in slightly worse condition. I'll put it at the back there because it's got some scuffs like here and on the board, and this has got some torn corners as well, as you can see. So this is the slightly better condition one of the two, but it has been quite well played actually since I've bought it. The boxes do look identical. You might have just seen that actually, but as I say, there is some slight differences. But we'll take a look. I don't usually do unboxing, but I think with a board game, it's right to do so. So we'll stick that at the back. So there's our board. I'll just take that out and put it to the side for the moment. And in here we have, so there's one ghost. I've just noticed he's got an eye missing. Actually, the eye's in the box, it's fallen off. I'll have to stick that back on. Stick it back on with a Pritt stick, I think will probably be the best thing to do. And there's our other one. He's still got both his eyes intact. So we have two blue ghosts in there. And then we have four Pac-Men. So we've got a red one, a blue one, the proper traditional yellow one, and a green one. We have four trays in those colours as well, as you can see. Dice, a couple of red dice there. And all the balls, which includes white balls, which are standard pellets, and yellow ones, which are power pellets. I'll explain all that in a moment. So we'll have a look at the board. I'll probably have to put that out of the way for me, actually. Actually, 1 second. I'll put that back a moment, because all I want to show you is the difference. I said there was a difference between the two that I've got. Let me just grab it. So the difference is that the other one has yellow ghosts. I did think about swapping it up, actually, so I've got one blue, one yellow, but traditionally, obviously, in Pac-Man, when you eat the ghosts, they turn blue. So it makes more sense to have them blue. So I'm not really sure why in the other one, the ghosts are yellow, which is quite strange. And actually, when I was looking around online, the other one's got blue dice as well, which is instead of red ones. I mean, that might have been, they might have been replaced, but they do look identical, the dice, they're just a different colour. So maybe that it came with blue dice as well. When I was looking online, I saw one that was different again, that had red ghosts, and you'll actually see on this one, that shows one yellow and one red ghost, which is strange because see this one's got two blue ones in it. So the other ones are red ghosts as well. So it's strange how they made ghosts in different colours. Very strange indeed. Maybe it's they made them on the same production line as these, and I don't know. Don't know the answer to that, but there we go. We'll have a look at the board. So there we go. Trying to get it in a way that you can see it well. It's probably the best way to do it, to be honest. So you'll see on here, you have an exit here, up there, same down the bottom, and same on this side. So you have 4 exits, just like, well, on the Pac-Man game, obviously video game, there's only 2. But on here you have 4. So you basically can wrap around onto the other side of the board. I'll explain that more in a moment. There's your little ghost place in the middle where the ghosts start. And these colours are obviously where the Pac-Men start. You can have up to 4 players. So what you do is, I'll just give you an example. So you'd put your white balls on these holes. Your yellow balls go on the ones that have a red circle around them. So that's where your power pills go. So obviously you've got 4 of them, just like you have in the real game. So that will do, just to give you an example. The OCDME wants to put 2 more there though. So there we go. So then what you do is, you've got your Pac-Man, and you start, so he would start over here, this yellow one. And you can actually walk along, and because of the clever, I'll show you, there's a hole in the bottom, this moves back, and there's a hole in the top, bigger hole, yeah? So that munching jaw, you can actually go onto the balls, and it will eat them. Which is so cool. And then obviously if you want to get them out, you tip it up. And that is what your trays are for. Because obviously once you've munched a load, you can put the balls that you've got in the tray, which is important to the game because you need those. That's how you win. There's the player who has the most balls in their tray at the end of the game, which is when all the pieces have been eaten. Now, you obviously throw the dice. So if you throw the dice on your board, and whatever you roll, you can move around the board. Okay. If you've got a yellow power pill, you can use that to chomp a ghost that you would in the real game, because otherwise ghosts kill you. So basically, if you've eaten one of them, you can basically return it to protect you from the ghost. Actually, I'll just show you while I'm explaining it. On the back of the box, there is instructions there. So that's what I'm going off. So moving the ghost, as I say, when you throw your dice, you've got 2 numbers, yeah. So 2 dice. So you move the Pac-Man, one of the highest number you're supposed to do. So let's move that around. So it's got a 5 and a 2. There we go. So you move your Pac-Man 5 and your Ghost 2. The Ghosts are universal. Anyone can move the Ghosts. So what you're trying to do is move the Ghosts around the board, like you would with the Pac-Man. But you want the Ghosts to either block other players to stop them getting to the pieces that you want, or you can land on them. And if you do that, you send them back to their starting point. So you have to start back over there again, which is obviously quite annoying. So that's how the killing people with ghosts works, basically. Now, as I say, you can eat the ghosts if you've got power pills, which you basically exchange for in terms of eating the ghosts. If you manage to eat a ghost, you then get to take 2 pieces out of one of the other player's trays as a reward. So you can pick, if you're playing obviously full 4 players, you can choose which player you want to nick the marbles off. So that's where it gets a little bit more tactical and people start complaining. So obviously you try to go after the player who's got the most marbles, but obviously quite often you go after a player if they've just annoyed you or you don't like them or whatever. And obviously once a ghost is gobbled, it goes back to the centre and gets moved around from the start again. You can't jump over ghosts or move through them or anything like that, obviously, and you can't move through other people's Pac-Men either. They will block your path as well, so if they're in your way. And tough, but obviously you can go off the sides. As I mentioned, you could go off that side and come back on. When you can move over these spaces, that's not a problem. You just move over them. They don't count as a spot. You just jump over it. And that's about it, really. That's how it all works. It's actually a really, really, really fun game. We've played it loads over the years with my son and other people that have come over because it's just such a hugely fun board game. It's probably one of my favourite board games that I've ever played, actually. And I would quite like to pick up some of the other games, so we'll do that at some point. I know the Frogger one is fairly common, and actually there's a kind of I say an antique shop, but some of what it sells is antiques. It's just kind of a more of a junk shop in a way, because they've got lots of random stuff in there. But in their upstairs bit, they've actually got this little section where they've got toys and games, and they've actually got a Frogger board game in there, but they want 20 quid for it, which seems a little bit expensive for me, because I did have a quick look online when I first saw it in there and saw that I could get them a lot cheaper on eBay. But it's in very, very good condition, so there is that. So I might go and pick that up, or I might just pick another one up off eBay, because I think it would be cool to see what the other games are like. I know the Berserk one is really hard to find. That's one I would really like to see. The Zaxxon one's quite hard to find as well, from all accounts. But I think the Berserk one is the hardest one to get hold of. But I would like to grab some more. Just, well, 1 to play, but 2 because they make cool collector's pieces, and 3 I can feature them on my channel and obviously show you all what they're all about, like I've just done with this this Pac-Man game here. So that's about it, really. There's not a great deal more to say. I hope you enjoyed my look at the Pac-Man board game. Let me know if you would like to see me review more board games on my channel, especially if they're video game related, and I will try and get hold of some more of these to take a look at, because I do think they are quite cool. And as always, I thank you for watching. I've been Kieran, aka the Retro Laird, and I will see you all again for another video very soon. Bye bye.